Working on Crawdad's rig, '09 Honda Accord, and I'm a Brake Schmitt. Yeah, I got new pads in. This is exactly what I wanted to do to Ginger, but I could not get the bolts out on Ginger. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory and easy. Did the other side already. That's all it took. If I could have gotten the damn bolts out, I could have fixed it myself and avoided all of that trouble. Just got the piston pushed back using an old brake pad and a C-clamp. It's all going exactly as it should. Got the clips in over here. This is just to hold it while I get the bottom of the caliper back on there. Yeah, I was convinced I could do it, but the bolts had other choices for me. Yeah, there you go. New brakes on Crawdad's rig. He went for the Bendix kind. Like the saying goes, nobody ever got fired for buying IBM. Bendix, I mean, they've been, you know what it is. IBM is inferior but marketable. There's the bolt. And the one down there that I couldn't get out on Ginger. Even with a fucking impact. But everything else is in. Brakes are in. Brakes are done. Oh, a China light from JK18 in the ceiling. Yeah, it's LED, but that's all you got is the one bulb. So, lawn fertilizer, bunch of vacuum filters for the vacuums. I got a couple of those. Oh, kinds of good old stuff here. Halogen work light, another little halogen light, compression tester, dwell meter, timing light, various ropes and old car speaker. This radio, I forget where it came from, how we found it. It's Panasonic. It's got a tape player in it. I used to listen to CD 10109, 101.9 smooth jazz on that back in the day. It replaced I think, a GPX, or it might have been a Sound Design little boombox that was beached. In other words, the waves ran over it, sand, salt water. Well, it actually worked, but this one's better. It's got a clock if you plug it in too. This coffee can is not a coffee can. It's actually a transformer. I don't know where the rest is, but there's wires that come out, and it's 12 volts, so you could test a bulb or a horn or some good stuff like that. That's my late uncle's. The orange extension cord on the wooden frame. I think that's a 100-foot extension cord, and my dad used to unravel that when he would use the hedge trimmer. I don't know if that's the original one or not anymore. But yeah, that was the cord back in the day. All right. '09 Honda Accord 4-banger. Brake pedal feels all right. Certainly grabbing. That's good. This is one of those gentle ride, easy U-Haul vans. Gentle ride van. Stopping. That's, I think that means it works, right? It drives all right. It's out of its own way. I don't hear any abnormal sounds from the thrice I've applied the brakes. Quiet as can be. Good one. Good job. Oh, we got a telephone call. Yep. Oh, look, VTEC kicked in. That's good. A 4-banger. Does its thing. Fenders are about 6 miles wide. So to change the headlight, you have to go through the wheel well. Smart. It's just your typical Honda, you know. You know what they say about Honda? Had one, never did again. Last summer, I was here. We're in the backyard. And I cut all of this shit back. These were growed out to where there's no grass. That far, they had bushed out. Because you can see up here where they are, and then coming down, tain't nothing. So I got all this land back that was all gone because these things were so overgrown. They're well older than me, could be from when the house was built in the 50s. I don't know. I used to have, I think it was given away. I used to have an impact sprinkler. Big one. Oh! No, that's not the one. No, that's part of somebody else's system. But it was kind of like that. I think it was given away. Oh, no, here it is. This might be it. Oh, is it fucking frozen in place? Oh, shit. That's not good. I don't think I want to take that home today, but I swear that was given away. Maybe that's a different one, but it looked just like that. It was a big impact head like that. I think the one I'm talking about was given away. This might have been from a barbecue. I think my dad's old barbecue. That's useful. Yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, I did a lot of work. Oh, back in the big 6. I think we're gonna get some AC now. Oh, Neil! God damn it! And my dash cam fell. That's not good. Yeah, when the weather changes like this, it's really hot today, that's when it'll fall. So, like 2-3 times a year. Okay, I don't have anything to hold the phone, so I'm just going to kind of make this quick as I go. Yeah, that was an interesting experience. I'm a Brake Schmitt now. Yeah. It went absolutely textbook. And I'm sure if those bolts came out on Ginger, I would have been able to do that back in the day. I'm sorry if the vent is blowing on the microphone of the phone, but it's hot, so too bad. And I want to kind of make this quick so I can close it out later. But yeah, I think we'll do that. Let me just drive the fuck home. How about that? Oh, back home. Sun-baked water. Excellent. So how about that? I'm a Brake Schmitt now. Today was an interesting day. My dad said he needed front brakes because that's what the guy told him. Turns out he didn't really need front brakes, but he said it was making a bad squeaking sound, and then the sound went away. He ordered the brake pads. So let me tell you about the day, and then I'll tell you what screwed me up. We'll go over there. He's got the car in the driveway. We're all set, ready to jack it up. In fact, we did jack it up, and we're ready to take the wheel off. And the neighbor 2 doors down. Now, I had referenced him. I cannot remember which Throwback Thursday this was, when I talked about Battleship Gray. If anybody remembers that, let me know, and I'll put the link in the prescription, but it's too much video to go through, because I don't know which one it is. That guy, down a block. He had a Subaru Outback 2018, wouldn't start. It's got the hood open, And he has a battery charger from probably the 1970s, 4 amp. And he's got it hooked up. And the lights are flashing and the car's clicking and beeping and booping and doing stuff. It doesn't work that way anymore. When you had an 83 Ford van, that was fine. But it doesn't work that way with the modern cars much. Anyway, he calls us over and we're like, we got our own shit to work on. What the fuck? So my dad says, go over there. So he sent a boy to do a man's job. Well, no, he actually sent the man to do a boy's job. I'm going to explain. Anyway, I go down there. I said, well, you know, I see the charger and all. I said, well, start. And the guy is an imbecile, to say the least. So whatever he wants to do, you have to let him do it. Let him blow the shit up. And then you got to fix it. So I said, okay, hang on. Let me see what's going on. I go back to my car. I got a battery tester because this is the kind of stuff I carry. And I take his charger off. I hook it up. It's totally dead. There's nothing there. But one thing he did have was corrosion on the positive terminal. Bad. Really bad. So XJoe81X posted a video recently for pouring boiling hot water on that. Okay, listen, the life hacks and the millennials and stuff they learn on the interwebs, that's great, okay? There's no way that the hot water was going to take care of this. So anyway, he's like, I got wrenchers. So he comes out with like a 3/8 and I said, this is metric, 10 millimeter. Here's this one. And it's like an offset open-end box wrench combo. I'm like, I'll be back. So I go back to my dad. I say, you got a 10 millimeter. So now we leave the car up in the air and we walk 2 doors down. Take the clamps off the battery, you know, take it, you know what I'm talking about. And there I am with a wire brush, and I'm cleaning all this up, nice and shiny. I had a battery post terminal cleaners, put that on there, shine that up, put grease on the terminals, on the battery posts and all that, whatever. Put it back on there. He's like, oh, I'm going to charge it up. So he goes to do that. A couple hours later, he says, ah! And he calls us back over there. We walk over. He says, okay, it started. But now the trunk doesn't work. It's an SUV. It's an Outback. It's got a button. You press the button, it goes beep, beep, beep. Doesn't do anything. Go to the back of the vehicle. It's got a button there. Press that. Beep, beep, beep. Nothing. So my dad says, okay, well, let's look in the book. So he gets the book out, and I said, wait a minute. As much as I hate to do this, I learned myself an important lesson. There was a video I posted, there's going to be a link in the prescription, to starting a Toyota with a dead key fob battery. And so many people have commented and said, man, you saved the day, I was stuck 300 miles from home, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, listen, it's in the book. It's kind of sad, but you can look it up in the book, but the phone is faster. That was the lesson I learned. So now it makes sense why so many people watch that video. They all say thanks, but they never hit the super thanks. I just saved your day. You don't need a tow truck. You don't need this. You're not hours out of the way. I didn't fuck your day up. You know, I saved the day for you. Buy me a coffee, for fuck's sake. People are so fucking cheap. I'm not looking for handouts, but I'm willing to throw somebody a couple dollars if they do me a solid. I just did these people a solid. So I looked it up on the phone. And they said what happens is you press a button, it goes beep, beep, beep. It needs to be reset. And that was because the battery was dead. So that's all fine and good. The way it was written was very good. It said your natural inclination when you hear the beep, beep, beep is to let go of the button. They said, don't let go. And I held the button for like 10 seconds, and all of a sudden the trunk went. It didn't open, but it unlatched. And then I was able to open it manually. And then I hit the button on it, and it went down, and it latched itself. And then I hit the button on it, and it went. All reset. Everything's good. So he made offers. Oh, let me give you a beer. Let me give you some money. I got some tomatoes. Let me give you this. Let me give you that. I'm like, I don't want anything. Nothing. It's good now. You're okay. That's all. It was just corrosion on the battery. So we finally got him out of our hair. Oh, right. We're both bald. My dad and I. Well, anyway, we got back to the Honda, and I did the brake job. You saw it before, and that's exactly what I wanted to do on Ginger, but I could not get those caliper bolts out. If I was able to get those out, I'm sure I would have been able to figure it out, but here it was, all these years, my dad did brakes, and I get it that 78 Dodge Aspen or 77 Dodge, I can't remember anymore. One of those two is, you know, I think it had disc in the front, maybe, but it could have had drum. It was definitely drum in the back, and I remember him doing that. And drums, I don't know nothing about, but disc brakes, that was a cinch. That was too easy. Here's what fucked me up. We get the wheel off the car, and my dad's like, that's it. I'm dead. I'm dead. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. And he told me up and down, he said there was no way that I would have been able to do this job. He's getting too old and too crotchety, and it scares me that that's what it's come to. I mean, it's a natural thing that he's getting older. He's in his early 70s, but still there's people well into their 80s that are still active and doing shit, so I don't like that. I think it's too early for this shit. He had a stent put in years ago, but there probably is some other stuff going on because he gets winded way too easily, and I think he's still a bit young for that. So he said he has an appointment in August. That's only a couple of months out, but it's still... I said maybe you should look to make that earlier. But here I was, the guy that he never let me have the hands-on experience when I was a kid doing this. And now I not only had to have the hands-on experience, I had to do the entire job. Never doing it before. Now I've watched videos, I get the idea, I have the theory down, I understand what needs to be done, and my dad has done plenty of brake jobs over the years, and he said, okay, we got to take this off, you want to wire brush that, we got to put grease on the edges of the pads so they don't make noise, but of course you don't want to get that on the rotor or on the pads, and I of course fully understand that much. So I had the full theory of it down, and I fully understood what needed to be done. It was a fucking cinch. It was really easy. The bolts came right out exactly like they were supposed to. The caliper swings out of the way. Pry it out with a thing that he had. He had a nice tool for that. Pried it out. There it was. The pads popped right out. They still had meat on them, and not like, well, you know, we're changing them early, but it's okay. They had meat on them. So he's like, I already bought it, we're in it already, so whatever, we're doing it. So we put new brake pads on, or I put new brake pads on. And I brought my impact gun, and that certainly saved a lot of time putting the lug nuts back on and that, but it was just so fucked up that I had to do this job, and I finally got all done. We got the wheel on. That's the only thing that I had trouble with because of my back. I can't lift the wheel to get it back on the car. I need help with that to get the wheel back on the car. And I've done it myself with getting the car just in the right position on the jack, and it's not easy for me. Barring that, the job was a cinch. I'd never done it before, but he said, okay, take these clips out, do this, wire brush that. You know, he just pointed and I did the work, and that was the whole thing. He's getting old now, and it's fucking me up. It's scary. I did the radiator on the 87 Camry. There was a video on that. Can't remember the name of it, but if I remember, there's going to be a link in the prescription. You gotta watch these old videos. You don't know. And he was kind of showing his age then. That was what, 2-3 years ago. More? I can't remember when it was. A couple of years ago. So the good news is I can do brake jobs. I understand everything fully, and I know what to do. And am I a little dicey on a couple little areas? Yeah. Is it easy to get the caliper back on when the pads want to spring out? When you put the little doohickey springs in them? Not necessarily. And that's why I had that little bar clamp on there, which definitely helped, because I was able to get the bottom part of the caliper in there and then undo the clamp and just snap it back in and get everything lined up, put the bolts in, bolted it up. We took her for a spin around the block. You saw before. Not a single squeak or sound or anything abnormal whatsoever. And I told my dad as I'm doing the job, I was like, can you just verify that I got this right? You know, just inspect it, because you've done this before. I haven't. And he's like, no, I trust your judgment. I think you got it. I said, no, look at it. This is important, because chances are very good I'm going to end up with this car. I think he said he put 2,000 miles on it in like 4 years. I don't know if you happen to catch the dashboard or if the camera captured it, but the gas tank is on E. And he's like, well, I'm not getting gas now. It went up from last time like 50 cents. I was like, okay, that doesn't fix the gas tank being empty. But we went around the block. He's probably going to get a gallon or two. Is that a Bougainville? Hang on. Where'd he go? Hang on a second. Oh, I don't know where he went. There he is. No, it's just an old crow. Oh, that could have been a Bougainville. The red-winged blackbird. Okay, doesn't matter. Sorry about that. So I got a lot of great hands-on experience. I'm confident now that I can do it again if I had to. And I'm scared to death because my dad is getting old. I finished up. We got the other, the wheel on the other side back on, and I just finished up putting it's got hubcaps and the whole thing, so I could just slam it back together, let the car down off the jack and that. And I said, I went up to him and I said, what the hell is wrong with you? And he says, what are you talking about? I said, I'm the virile one now? I'm the one who can do the work, and you just sit there and you're like dead? What the fuck? I'm fucking almost 45 years old. And I'm doing the work? You just enjoy it while you still can. Oh, shit. That is going to fuck me up for a few days. So I learned that I'm not as old and crotchety as I thought I was. The winter does me in, because I don't get outside and I don't do stuff and that. But now the summer's here, or the spring. Going to be opening the pool soon and stuff like that. And I'm going to be busy outside, working a lot, and then it's going to be nice and hot out, nice and warm out. And I like to go for my walks at night, so I'm going to be doing that again and get myself back in shape. And I have You could graph it up and down, up and down, up in the summer, down in the winter, up in the summer, down in the winter. And that's how it goes. So anyway, I'm a Brake Schmitt now. We saw some other cool stuff. Don't remember what that garage light was, which one it was, but there's one of those. I could put a million links in the description, but I don't know. I didn't take a good look at it, but it worked. A lot better than the 60-watt bulb he had in there. I know it's LED. I know it's terrible, but it puts out a lot more light than that 60-watt did. And I said to my dad, I said, I'm putting this in your damn garage because you can't see shit. And when it's all said and done, you still have a perfectly good light bulb you can use elsewhere. So you're not out anything. Okay, that's about all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Good experience for me. Scared shit. And that's about where we're leaving off. Okay, good. I can do brake jobs now. Thanks so much. I appreciate all your watching. I really and truly do. Thanks so much for sticking with me through this video. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. Hey, Arby's got fries ready. Ring the bell. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, you still here? Good. That means you stuck around. I got a surprise. I forgot to tell you. My dad wasn't gonna shake any shekels out for me. That was obvious, but you know, I was in the backyard and he has an old in-ground sprinkler system that came with the house when he bought it. And there was a head sitting right there on the ground. I said, you got a wrench? I said, I want that. Old. This is a Weathermatic, and it says Dallas on it. So I don't know if it was made in Dallas or whatever. Bit chewed up from over the years. All brass. It's a little mini one. Little pop-up guy. I think it's 90 degrees. And we're going to have another video testing this out. Coming up sometime. Don't know when yet. But I'm going to leave it right here. Behind the turtle. Well, the tortoise is not a turtle, it's a tortoise. And I'll get to it and we'll have a video on that because it is fucking awesome. Alright, take care.